The long Old English heroic poem known to modern audiences as Beowulf is probably the most famous product of the rich literary tradition of Anglo-Saxon England, which flourished in the period 650 to 1100 circa. The poem tells the story of Beowulf, a heroic warrior and later king of the Greeks, a possibly mythical Scandinavian tribe. The events of the poem are set during the Germanic heroic age, a period stretching from the 4th to the 6th century by modern reckoning, but described by the poet simply as Gerdas, or also known as Days of Old. Beowulf's introduction opens with the history of great warrior Danish kings. It introduces Hrothgar, a great king who for the last 12 years have suffered or under frequent diligence in the hands of evil monster named Grendel. Beowulf himself comes to the rescue of Hrothgar in repayment for saving his father many years ago. He tells Hrothgar of his great feats and vows to defend the monster Grendel. Beowulf laid down his armors and swords so that he is Grendel's equal. In a great battle, Beowulf pulls Grendel's arms from his body. Grendel would reach home and dies. To avenge her son's death, Grendel's mother kills one of Hrothgar's elders, taking Grendel's arms. Beowulf followed her lair to fight her, but his sword was stunned by the monster. He grabs the magic sword off and slices off her head. He finds Grendel's corpse and takes off his head as a trophy. The blade of the sword melts away and he brings Grendel's head to Hrothgar. Hrothgar showers him with gifts and was proclaimed as hero. After the fall of two kings, Beowulf receives the crown. For 50 years, he maintains relative peace until a runaway slave sneaks into a dragon's lair and steals a golden goblet. Infuriated dragon tormented Beowulf's land. Beowulf brings 11 men to battle the beast, but all but one flee upon seeing the dragon. Beowulf fights the dragon, killing it, but not before Beowulf is fatally injured. As he dies, Beowulf requests to receive the bounty of dragon's treasures. In resolution, Beowulf dies as a hero and left his body back to be seen by his people. They held a great funeral for Beowulf's body and burned his treasure with his body. As an Old English poem, Beowulf is a unique and incomparable literary icon, the only known surviving example of the efforts of a supreme master working within a mature and remarkably long-lived poetic tradition. Its superlative poetic qualities have been recognized by generations of modern readers, and there is increasing evidence to suggest that Beowulf was both widely known amongst and frequently imitated by other Anglo-Saxon poets whose work also really relative. There are, to be sure, difficulties associated with the appreciation of the poem today. Most notably, modern readers must overcome the barrier caused by the language of the poem, recognizably English but a form of English in use 1,000 years before our own time. But such barriers are far from insuperable, especially given the availability of many excellent and sympathetic modern translations. The effort is well rewarded. We need not seek an excuse to read and study Beowulf today. Again, I am Vincent and this is the story of Beowulf.